Yo, Sanjay Uchiha here, people, giving you my review on Dragon Ball Super Episode 80. Of course, I'm giving you this late, as I said in my video. Yesterday, I was out all night, so yeah. But all in all, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe for more Dragon Ball content. I do Naruto stuff as well. So if you're interested, subscribe, like, share this video, and let's get into it, people. So, episode 80, The Return of Gohan, quote unquote. Alright, I must say I honestly enjoyed this episode. Seeing Gohan going against Lavenda, the poison user from Universe 9. Um, we get to see Gohan go in, do his thing, and I must say, the fight does eventually end in a draw though, but I must say, it's just the execution of it, honestly. We see Gohan put up a great fight, in my opinion, but it wasn't your straight up, oh, I'm stronger than you, he's stronger than me. There was some strategy involved that definitely added to the quality of the fight, because during the course of the fight, of course, since Lavenda uses poison, he does eventually poison Gohan, and to start off, it's via the eyes, so Gohan is blinded for all of the fight, essentially. So we get an interesting fight in which Gohan, and to add to the fact that Gohan can't sense his energy, so we get a fight where Gohan has to use his natural senses of like hearing, and we can even get some additional that I'm gonna get to. But initially, we see Gohan just using the sound of his footsteps to actually counteract and fight against Lavenda once he's blinded, essentially. Honestly, this fight, I just love the strategy that's involved from Gohan's point of view, and even Bergamo is acknowledging Gohan as a worthy opponent, it shows that Gohan isn't that bad. He's not that rusty, honestly speaking. Um, of course, Lavenda eventually counteracts Gohan's strategy by staying in the air, but eventually Gohan does transform into a Super Saiyan, and this is the next interesting part. Gohan uses his energy to actually, as a radar, essentially. He reflects his energy off Lavenda, and to actually determine his location and continue the fight. So that I found that to be interesting. Add another plus to the episode, to the fight itself, actually. There's one other thing that I need to cover, but I'll get to it. It's regarding Goku, of course. But yeah, so we see Gohan going into the fight as a Super Saiyan, and he's doing well. I'm surprised. Well, probably I shouldn't say surprised, because it's obvious that, well, not even obvious, but in terms of the strength of these Universe 9 fighters, that is, I'm surprised that Lavenda could still keep up with Gohan even as a Super Saiyan. I'm assuming it's not Super Saiyan 2, even though I don't see why Gohan would hold back. And in addition, Goku told him not to hold back, so I would assume it's Super Saiyan 2, even though we didn't get any lightning. But, animation, mishaps, whatever. But similar to how I said in my review for Majin Buu vs. Basil, I put Basil as a bit above Majin Vegeta in the Buu saga, of course. Um, I think it might be fair to say Lavenda may be at least Super Buu level. I don't think that's too much of a stretch, honestly. If I'm assessing the power scale in this episode, because Gohan isn't that bad, honestly speaking. And if I'm comparing Gohan to, well, I've done a video about this already in terms of Gohan's strength. He's not really that rusty, but whatever. So we get that since, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people would have figured this out, but Gohan and Super Saiyan does accelerate the spread of the poison, which it's taking its toll on Gohan's body. He drops out of Super Saiyan, and he eventually powers up to and pushes his limits. And we get that Lavenda fires a cloud of poison. Gohan flies straight through it, and thinking that Gohan's actually done for, but this causes Lavenda to basically drop his guard. Gohan grabs him, does a primary lotus, boom. The fight does end in a draw. It's interesting to know that throughout the fight, especially like that Goku himself had total confidence in Gohan, and especially that he saw it as a way for Gohan to train essentially. So I like the confidence there. It's a stark contrast to, well, it's similar in the sense like I'm kind of comparing it to the Cell games where he was confident Gohan would be alright against Cell, but this time he definitely knows without a shadow of a doubt, without Piccolo jumping in and saying, you don't know anything about your son, yada yada yada. So I found that was good. The interactions between Goku and Gohan in this episode is a father son. Considering we haven't seen that much in the anime adaptation of Super, well, not in the manga either, but yeah, I liked it. Um, to add to it though, this episode does do something for Goku's character. I'm wondering if Toei heard all the. It's one of two things. Either Toei definitely heard all the backlash from the community in terms of Goku, his decision to hold the tournament and all, or it's actually in Toriyama's outline that, they were actually going to destroy the universes anyway. Okay, so the deal is this. Zeno, from time to time, has often said that, there are too many universes actually. And he has actually categorized each universe, the mortals of each universe on all. He's kind of basically organized them into different categories, different levels, so to speak. With Universe 9 being the lowest, having an average of 1.86, I believe, and our Universe 7 having an average of 3.12. I probably got it off, but it's 3.1 something. So that says to me, based on the power scale that I'm putting out for like Basil and Lavender so far, it says to me that at one point, probably pre-Boo Saga, probably even during the Boo Saga, Universe 7 was the weakest universe based on average alone. Because what you have to understand about this average, though, is there are only well, I wouldn't say a handful, probably like two, three handfuls of mortals, or probably two handfuls, like the 10 characters that are entering this tournament for Universe 7. It's really only them are at the top of the food chain for Universe 7 power wise. So when you average it out, you get that low average. So it says to me they're much more, not only much more powerful persons in other universes, like the one stated, universes 1, 12, 5, and 8, those four universes, but they're consistently, in terms of the quantity of strong people, that's what I'm saying, yeah. There should be a larger quantity of strong people in those universes when compared to Universe 7. And probably even stronger too, more than likely. So the deal is that apart from Zeno essentially categorizing the different universes, the Daishinkan, the Great Priest, was saying that Goku's proposal for the tournament was a perfect opportunity to actually start wiping them out. And he makes the announcement to all the other gods, of course. And we find out that not only the universes, but even the gods of those universes will be wiped out. So Beerus, the Supreme Kai, those guys will be wiped out. But of course, we found out that the angels, like Whis and Vados, they'll be exempt. They'll be safe. So they have nothing to lose from this arc, honestly speaking. So there's that. But really and truly, when the fact that they exempted universes 1 and 12 and 5 and 8 from this rule, though, Whis deduces that Zeno was actually planning to wipe out the other universes anyway, but this tournament served as a perfect opportunity for them to, fight for their survival essentially. So what this does for Goku now, it does take some of the pressure off of him in a sense, because the loss of lives in this arc now, it it really it's not resting on Goku's shoulders anymore. Even though it still seems like since he started the tournament, but no, it's not his fault anymore. And that in itself is a bit 50-50 for me. I mean, it does take some of the pressure off Goku's character, but it does take away from the opportunity for potential character development that I was speculating for Goku, because I was expecting that. Even though they made an effort in terms of coming down on Goku for his decision, but I was expecting for Goku to come under more fire essentially, so that he could assess his actions and evolve as a character. but it seems that will no longer be the case. But oh well, it's a loss, but not a major loss. So it's 50-50. So I guess people can start bitching about Goku's decision to essentially indirectly kill trillions of people. So there's that, people. You can stop bitching about it. And yes, you can stop bitching about Gohan as well, because we know after this he's going to train for the main tournament. And even though I thought he'd lose, it's a draw, so even better. So there's that. Um, of course, we do have Goku versus Bergamo next week. But before I even give my thoughts on that, honestly, this episode, as I said, from the strategy involving Gohan's fight, the animation was okay to say the least. To say the least, so it's okay, okay plus. Honestly, what really stands out, and I really like, ever since this arc started, the art has been good. The way they've been drawing the characters, I must say, I do like the filter, the shading, the outline. It's not too thick. It's nice. It makes Super look good to me. The art has been up, and I must commend Toei for that. Um, this episode is easily a great episode. Honestly, uh, some people might say they wanted more fighting, but I mean, for what it was, the strategy involved, Gohan's performance, just Gohan fighting in itself is pretty good. So there's that. Um, we have Goku versus Bergamo next week. If you haven't seen my video regarding the spoilers regarding next episode, episode 81, I'll link that towards the end of this video. Um, as well as, I probably might link my video talking about Goku's potential character development as well. So I'll do that so you can hear my thoughts on that. But that's all I have for this one, people. Tell me what you thought about the episode. Like this video, share it out, subscribe as I mentioned. Also, if you haven't, I did an interesting video earlier this week. Well, it's already a new week, but in the week, I believe it was Thursday, with an augmented reality demonstration. I'll link that as well. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one.